Yo, what's good, people? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Legendary Shonin, and I'm back with another banger, man. Yo, listen, daily show in the building, daily uploads. I already told you, all the way through to 2K20. We here, man. So smash the like button for consistency, man. Smash the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the post notifications on, man. Today we're going over the most dominant, most overpowered forward builds in this game, okay? If you're running with one of these builds, you're gonna be a beast, alright? So let's get into this video, man. You know, let's go! So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I have to hit you guys with the disclaimer, the important information, okay? Now, this video is based on my opinion, and my opinion is based on the fact that for a build to be dominant or overpowered, it has to be pretty good at doing almost everything on this game. It has to be a force by itself, regardless of who you are playing with, okay? Now, there are going to be some builds that you've either seen, that you have and you've used, or that you've played with, that you're going to think should be in this video, because they're not bad builds. They might be good builds, but they require a certain set of teammates with a certain set of skills.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
And that's why that build is not in this video, okay? So these builds are going to be monsters by themselves, regardless of who you are playing with, okay? So let's get into the first build. The first build is the Sharpshooter / Rebounding Wing, okay? Now, this build has two names, and those two names, the difference between those two names is because of the wingspan. Otherwise, it's exactly the same build, alright? It's exactly the same build, but with a different wingspan. So I personally have a Sharpshooter, and Poor Boy Sin has a Rebounding Wing. So here's some clips of Poor Boy Sin using his build.
It's there. When the lane is there, we're taking it. The shot is there, we're taking it. Y'all see me though, Rebounding Wing, but all in all, I'm gonna get that stop. You see me box him out though right there. You see that box out? That's a big boy Rebounding Wing box out. Ain't no legend badge point. Build is put to the test in the paint. I'm here.
Okay, so now it's time to make the build. So the first thing you're going to do is go small forward, okay? Now you want to go small forward instead of power forward, because if you go power forward, you're going to lose out on two whole badges. So you don't want to do that. Now the pie chart you're going to choose is the green and red, the shooting and defending pie chart, okay? Shooting and defending. Now for your physical profile, I went with balanced. You can go with the top profile to give you the most speed as well. But if you're going to use this build, this version of the build, the Sharpshooter / Rebounding Wing version, I suggest you go with balanced, because that's going to give you a good amount of strength as well. And you're going to need that strength if you're coming up against centers, okay? So once you've chosen the balanced pie chart, what you're going to do with your attributes is this. So as you can see, we've set it up so we have 5 finishing badges, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 20 defensive and rebounding. Now with your defensive, it's important that you take a few of your interior defense, nowhere else, just your interior defense, because that's what's going to give you 20 badges and give you the space to add more to your finishing to get 5 finishing badges, okay? Now, there is another version of this. You can have it like this. So this version gives you 6 finishing badges instead of 5, but 16 shooting badges instead of 17. If you want to do it like that, you can. Personally, I would take the extra shooting badge instead of the extra finishing badge, because with this build, 5 is more than enough for what you're going to be doing in the paint, whereas the shooting is going to be way more important. So I would say go with the 5 finishing badges, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 20 defense. Alright, so next is your body type. It doesn't really matter, but for a big man build, I'm gonna go burly because I want myself to look as big as possible. Now this is really important. For your height, for this particular version of the build, you're going to go 6'7", okay? You're gonna go 6'7". Now the reason why you go 6'7" is because 6'7" means that you don't really see any of the negatives of increasing your height. Okay, you don't see any of those negatives. Your shot is still good. As you can see, you have a 77 3-ball right now, and when you adjust your weight, your strength is going to be big enough to guard centers as well. So this version of the build, as long as you have the right level of defensive IQ, this is the version you should go for, the 6'7" height, okay? Now with your weight, what you do here depends on which type of game you play the most. If you play twos the most, and you're going to use this build on the twos, then I would suggest you go max weight, okay? Max weight. Now, if you're not using this on the twos, if you're using this mainly for the threes, and this will be probably at the 2, not the 3, then you can go default or even minimum weight if you want. Poor Boy Sin has his build at minimum weight, but personally I will be using this on the twos. I will go max weight with this particular build, okay? Max weight. Now, the next part again is important, because this is what is going to determine whether you get a sharpshooter or a rebounding wing. All right, if you go minimum wingspan, you will get a sharpshooter. Okay, exact same build, but if you go minimum wingspan, you get a sharpshooter. If you go default or maximum wingspan, you get a rebounding wing. Okay, now personally I can play great defense already. My defensive IQ is high, so give me a player with 20 defensive badges and I'll be able to do the job, right? So I'm gonna go minimum wingspan, because that's gonna mean that I'm gonna be lights out. This is gonna be a spot up build for me that I will be using on the twos with guards who ISO, so they're gonna need me to knock down my shots when it comes to me. So I would go minimum wingspan, which gives me my sharpshooter. Now, if you're comfortable with having your 3 at 74, say you hit 99, 99.9, you've got a guard with dimer, floor general on as well, you can go default wingspan or max wingspan as well. It's really a matter of personal preference. One is not really that much better than the other. It completely is up to you which one you go for, okay? Just make sure that it suits you and how good you are at using that build and what you're going to use it for, okay? Now, takeover. You can either go glass or sharpshooting takeover. If you're running this primarily at the twos, then it's a choice between either one. Like, you can pick either one and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're running this on the threes as well, I would suggest you go sharpshooter takeover. And personally, I made this build to run a lot of twos but a lot of threes as well. So I went sharpshooter takeover, okay? Sharpshooter takeover, and that gave me my sharpshooter. Now, if you went maximum wingspan, regardless of what takeover you pick, you can pick again shooting or glass cleaner. It's gonna come out with a rebounding wing, okay? Maximum or default wingspan will give you this rebounding wing. So that's the first build, man. Now, the second build that I'm gonna show you guys is the rebounding wing / mid-range specialist, okay? I told you that 2K nerfed the small forwards this year, so there aren't really many that are dominant, you know what I'm saying? But this is another version of the build I just shown you. Now, I don't know who uses it, so I don't have any clips for you. We're just gonna get straight into the build, man. So this is how you make it. You make it exactly the same way as you made the previous build, okay? So you go small forward, you pick the green and red pie chart, and you go all the way to the bottom and pick the balanced physical profile, okay? Nice and easy. So then you're gonna set up your attributes exactly the same way. You want 5 finishing, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 20 defense and rebounding. Easy, man. Exactly the same way. If you want, you can go 6, 16 with your finishing and shooting, but again, I recommend you go 5, 17, 5 finishing, 17 shooting. All right. Now this is where the difference is. You choose your body type. I go burly, but instead of 6'7", you're gonna go 6'9", okay? Now, as you can see on the screen, the drop off from going 6'9", there are a lot of drop offs in your shooting, in your finishing, in your defense, and in your physicals as well from going 6'9", which is why I made the 6'7". However, if you're gonna be playing just on the twos with this build, you can go 6'9" and there's no problem with that. That's perfectly fine. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. So you can do that. Now, if you go 6'9", you have a choice. You can go default weight or max weight. I wouldn't recommend going minimum weight, because if you're going 6'9", you're probably making this build to run on the twos as the big man. All right. So you either want to go max weight to give you the strength, and it doesn't really knock off your speed or acceleration that much. It does affect your physical, but again, not that much. But if you don't want to take that drop off, you can go just above default weight, okay? That's going to give you +1 on your interior defense with no drawbacks whatsoever. So it's up to you. +1 on default weight, that's perfectly fine. 231 pounds, that's perfectly fine. You have 85 strength, so as long as your interior defense is good and your interior defense IQ is good, like your defensive IQ, you're good, man. So then with your wingspan, This is exactly the same as before. If you got minimum wingspan, that's gonna give you a mid-range specialist, okay? And if you go default or max wingspan, you're going to get a rebounding wing, all right? So if we go minimum wingspan, we can then choose our takeover. Now the choices are the same. Really, it's between glass cleaning takeover and sharpshooting takeover. Now, because you're running this build, you're probably going to be up against big men. The case for glass cleaning takeover is a lot stronger, okay? Now, if you're running with an ISO guard, I would say go sharpshooter takeover, which is exactly what I would be using this build for. But if you're running screens and you probably won't need to shoot as much, then you can go glass cleaning takeover, which is going to help you get boards over the big men that you're up against, okay? But either way, it's up to you. I go sharpshooting and I get a mid-range specialist, all right? Simple. Now, if you go max wingspan, I would suggest you hit 99.9 or at least 99 to raise your 3-point. And I suggest you play with a guard that has dimer if you want to be hitting consistently, okay? Otherwise, if you're playing this and you're running with screens and you're not going to shoot that much, that's perfectly fine as well. Now for your takeover, again, depending on whether you're running screens or running with an ISO guard, choose your takeover between glass and sharpshooting. But essentially, that wingspan is going to give you a rebounding wing, okay? Nice and easy, man. So that's all I got for you for this video, man. Make sure that you smash the like button, man. Smash the like button. Let's see if we can get 10 likes on this video, man. I would appreciate that, because I put in a lot of work with these build videos for you guys, man. So in the next video, I'm going to show you guys what the best shooting badge setup is, okay? I'm going to tell you what that is for either builds that you're running on ISO, builds that you're running with screens, or builds that you're running as spot ups, okay? I'm going to tell you what the best shooting badges are, man. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you put the post notifications on, man, so you know when I drop another video, man. Daily show in the building, video dropping tomorrow. Other than that, it's been your boy Legendary Shonin, and I'm out, man. We did what it do and we do what it did. Yeah.